Okay, welcome to Richmond International Raceway, the cutoff race before the 2010 chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. And we're appreciative of everyone being here this weekend and look forward to a great weekend in NASCAR racing. Starting off for our top 12 driver press conferences, we're joined by Kyle Busch. He's the driver of the number 18 M&M's Toyota. Joe Gibbs Racing. Kyle is currently third in points, and he's won at this racetrack before. And in tonight's Nationwide Series race, he's driving the number 18 Kimi Z-Line Designs Toyota. And as you can see, he's properly attired in his fire suit there. And at this time, I'm going to call on Ed Laukus, who is with Toyota Motorsports, Toyota's corporate motorsports marketing manager, to say a couple words about what we have here today.
Mike, I think you can stand up here. Yeah, you want to sit with Kyle?
Here you go. We got a mic and everything for you. They might ask you some questions.
Yep. Well, good morning, everyone. Appreciate the time this morning. As you know, you may have seen a few times our sponsor fire contest starring Kyle and Kimi, who is her real name is Lennon Wynn. She's visiting with us today. That contest has been so popular with the fans that between Kyle, myself, thanks to Joe Gibbs Racing and to Z-Line, we actually figured out a way to get the car onto the track. So thanks, Kyle, for volunteering to drive the car and, of course, to be in that beautiful pink fire suit. So on Tuesday, we're going to announce the semifinals from our Sponsor Fire 2 contest, so watch for that. But it's going to be a very exciting day, and with that, I think I'll turn it over to Kyle.
Well, again, I appreciate Toyota supporting this and the Sponsor Fire ads and everything that they've done to make it happen and make it possible. And, of course, the lovely Kimi for coming with us today. And she's excited. I know she's up early, but we've got a long day ahead of us before the race starts. So it's going to be exciting tonight to drive the paint scheme around the racetrack and have some fun along with it. So we're hoping our car's pretty decent for tonight where we can have a shot to win and, of course, go after trying to make it 11 wins, the record-breaking win of the year in the pink suit. I think that would suit well for all the photos and everything. I wouldn't mind doing that. And having Kimi here to help celebrate would be pretty cool. So we're looking forward to that and just being able to get going here tonight. So should be fun.
Lennon, I'm going to just ask you what you think about all this. How is this? You're not even in school today, but what do you think about all this?
Well, so far it's been pretty fun. I'm really excited to be here.
Okay, great.
There you go. Cool.
Okay, we'll take questions now for Kyle Busch. If you have a question, raise your hand, and we will call on you. We have a couple wireless mics, as Kyle mentioned. He's going after win number 11, and that would be a single-season record in the NASCAR Nationwide Series, a record that he and Sam Ard currently own of 10 wins in the season. Who has a question for Kyle? Raise your hand.
Yeah, Kyle, David Newton, ESPN.com. Kind of hate to ask this with you wearing a pink uniform, but do you think the Have At It boys will continue in the chase?
I don't see why not. I mean, I think if you're a smart one, you don't want to play any fights throughout the chase just due to you've got a lot to lose. Especially if you get yourself into a debacle with a guy who's outside the top 12, that'd be disappointing to have that guy and yourself get together and ruin it for yourself throughout the chase. But if you get into it with one of the guys that's in the chase, I mean, it's going to be hard-fought racing. That's what hard-fought racing is for the championship, and guys are going to be going for everything they can get.
And one other thing, there's not a whole lot of drama for the final playoff spot here this weekend, but 2004 there was, with Jeremy Mayfield having to lead the most laps and win the race to get in. What do you remember about that night and that event?
Not a whole lot, really. I just remember Mayfield outside looking in and doing a nice job getting in. I remember a lot of last year, unfortunately, in my circumstances, trying to get myself in and coming up a mere 8 points short. So that was a tough situation to go through. And We used up a lot of drama last year, I guess, and didn't save any for this year. But it's good to be locked in the chase. It's good to be in the chase, and that's what you set out at the beginning of the year to try to achieve, and to be locked in and coming in here to Richmond feels good. You can kind of not have to worry about things and go after a win and try to do the best you can, to try to get extra bonus points before leading into the chase and kind of try to keep your momentum rolling. So we feel like we've got strong momentum so far, and to try to keep that rolling here this weekend at Richmond should be pretty good for us. I tend to run well here, and we're looking forward to it.
Question back here, Jeff. Bob, and then we'll come to Reed. Go ahead, Bob.
Bob Margolis, Fox Sports. Hey, Kyle. It's been said that to win the chase, you've got to have 10 error-free races. And usually going into a race, there's a lot of emotions. But in the chase, does anxiety become one of those emotions because of having to run error? How do you deal with that?
I think you have any emotion in the last. In those races where you do have air, it's how good you can bounce back from it. For instance, Talladega, if an error happens there and you get caught up in a wreck, can you even come back out? Who knows? If your car is demolished and destroyed, you're pretty much done. So you got to wait for next week and try to make it all back up. But if you can get through these 10 weeks solidly with an average finish of probably. I think Jimmy even lowered it last year to like 6.4. So, it's going to be tough to get. You're going to have to get a couple wins because you're going to have a couple runs that are going to be maybe 10th to 15th. And so to get that average, you're going to have to knock that back down.
Are you comfortable when those emotions start to change at the last 10 races, unlike the rest of the season?
Yes and no. I mean, I went through a little bit of it last year with the Nationwide Series Championship and kind of learned a little bit about how to deal with it, a little bit about how to pay attention to some of them and try to forget about others. So, for me, it was really good experience last year to go after that nationwide deal. Of course, the pressure isn't quite what it's going to be this year, I assume, but, I still feel like it was something worth going through and understanding and feeling, and now this weekend being pretty excited about carrying through into the chase this year.
Let's go Reed, Dustin, and then gentleman in the back row. Reed, right here, Jeff. Green shirt.
Reed Spencer with Sporting News. As it stands now, you'd be 20 points out starting the chase. Obviously, you want to get as many points as you can, but so far the seeding and the bonus points really haven't played a factor in who won the championship. Do you view that as more cosmetic, or do you view it as significant, just the way you start out in the chase and the points and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I don't feel it as that important. A lot of guys want to be the top seed or want to have the most wins, and obviously the further up you start, you feel like the more you don't have to make up somewhere else. But, in order to win this championship and finish strong, I mean, you're going to have to run well. And those 10 points that you're going to get for a win to start this chase off aren't going to mean a whole lot when you finish 43rd 2 weeks in a row, So it's not going to do anything for you. So you just got to build the consistency throughout the last 10 races. Where you start it doesn't really matter. I mean, we can come out of Loudon and trying to think who's in and who's winless. I guess Gordon or Boyer, they could be leading the points coming out of the first one. Granted, a couple other guys have more issues than not, So it's a mathematical possibility. Whether it happens or not, I don't think you'll see it, but can certainly turn out that way.